And the topic today is about discards by declarer. Some more examples of discarding by declarer. And I want to start with this hand here that was played in September last year, and you can see the recommended bidding on this was 1 spade, 2 spades, 3 spades, 4 spades. It is possible to defeat that depending on the opening lead, but on this hand nearly everyone led the Queen of Diamonds, which actually does give declarer a chance to make it, although everyone went down in 4 spades except for one person, and that was also partly because the defense didn't find the right defense. So I want to have a look at this one to start with, and here is the hand, and let's imagine they lead the Queen of Diamonds against you. And first thing I'd like you to do, and I've got a poll on this, is to work out your potential losers. Count how many possible losers you have, which you're going to do by looking at the hand from your point of view, the south hand, but taking into account all the strength in dummy. And I'd like you to tell me how many potential losers do you think you have. So I'm just going to launch that poll now, if I can. And most of you have gone for 5, 90%, with a smaller number going for 4 and one person going for 3. So let's have a look at this and see what we think. Well, in spades, we've got one loser, the ace of spades. We've also got 3 heart losers, so that's 4 losers there. And we have a diamond loser as well. So those of you who said 5, I agree with you. You have 5 potential losers on this hand. How are you going to avoid some of those losers? Well, to start with, you're lucky that the opponents didn't lead a heart, because if they'd led a heart, they could take 3 hearts as well as the ace of spades, and you'd definitely not make it. But if they've led a diamond, it gives you a chance to make the contract. And what we're going to do is make use of those clubs in dummy. We've got the king, queen, jack, so we can play clubs 3 times. And when we play the clubs, of course, we're going to discard losers from the south hand. And it gives us a chance to discard 2 losers on the 3 clubs. So what we're going to have to do is think at trick 1 exactly how we're going to play this. And what we need to do is keep that king of diamonds so that we can get to dummy. So what we're going to do is win the first trick with the ace. We start off by unblocking the ace of clubs, and now we need to get to dummy, but we don't want to do that by playing trumps, because the opponents will be able to cash 3 hearts if they get in. We need to take the slight chance of a ruff by delaying drawing trumps until we've got rid of the losers. So we can cross over to the king of diamonds, and now we can cash the king and queen of clubs, and we can discard a couple of losers, either 2 hearts or a heart and a diamond, but it should get rid of those 2 losers. Now we've done that, if we haven't been ruffed, we can now just draw trumps. They'll take their ace. Whatever they come back with, all they can do is take 1 diamond and 1 heart. And after that, we can ruff and draw the last trump, and we'll make 10 tricks. So no one really managed to play that one correctly to make 10 tricks, but it's all about counting your losers and realizing you probably need to delay drawing trumps until you've been able to discard some heart losers on the clubs. So that was all about discarding the right thing and not drawing trumps right away till you've got rid of those losers. Bring out these next few hands so they're ready. Do a trump if you have. Okay, so let's have a look at this one where you open 1 spade, there's a 2 diamond overcall, your partner bids 3 spades, and you go to 4 spades, and they lead the queen of diamonds. And again, what you need to do on this hand is try and work out where your potential losers are. I won't do a poll on this, but let's go through the suits one at a time. I think I might lose a spade. I've got the king of spades missing, so that might lose a trick. In hearts, how many hearts might I lose? Well, the answer is you might have 2 heart losers. Okay, you might think of the finesses, but if they both fail, you've got 2 potential losers there. And in your own hand, you don't have any diamond losers, you avoid there, but you've got some club losers. So my thoughts are, I might lose 2 clubs if I'm unlucky, but the other 2 clubs I can ruff. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan here, to ruff 2 clubs in dummy. And of course I get to discard on the ace and king of diamonds. So if I win this first trick with the ace, what should I discard from my own hand here? Well, what you want to discard is the hearts. You want to discard the hearts and not the clubs. In fact, if I bring up the GIB button there, it will tell me the only way to make this contract is by discarding the hearts on the diamonds and not discarding the clubs. Why? Because discarding the clubs will not save you any tricks. You're expecting to lose no more than 2 club tricks, and discarding the clubs is a waste of time. It doesn't save you any tricks. So, of course, the right thing to do is to discard a heart. And what we want to do here is, now we're in dummy, maybe draw trump. So we've got 10 trumps here. So the normal play here is to try the finesse. Here it fails. The king of spades wins the trick. And if they come back with another diamond and we play the king here, again, the right play here is to throw away your other heart. Throw away the queen of hearts. Don't throw away a club, but throwing away the queen of hearts will save a loser there. So we can now draw that last trump. That's all the trump gone. And now we're going to play the clubs. We're going to see if we can make any club tricks here. We'll lead low towards the king. It's a kind of finesse. Here it fails. It loses to the ace. They take their queen. But whatever they play back now, we can win. And we still have 2 trumps in dummy to ruff our last 2 clubs. So we'll ruff that one, come back with the diamond ruff another club, and that's it. We're going to now make our last 3 trumps, and we'll make 10 tricks there. Again, when this hand was played, almost no one made 10 tricks on this one, because as you can see, the heart finesse doesn't work. West has got the king and the jack, and as we already saw, the club finesse doesn't work either. East has got the ace and the queen. Any comments or questions on that? Again, that was all about what to discard on the ace and king of diamonds. I hope you're all still with me. Let's have a look at this one, where you open with a weak 2. It's a reasonable weak 2 there, and West doubles, which is for takeout, and North bids 2 no trump. Now, I recommend that if you play 2 no trump as a feature request, that you still play it in this situation. So 2 no trump is saying, do you have a feature outside of the trump suit? So East here, though, bids 3 diamonds. Now, if I didn't have a feature that I could show now, I would either pass or go back to spades. But here I have a feature. I can still show it by bidding 3 hearts. The feature here is the ace of hearts, and my partner takes me to 4 spades. So that ends the auction. The opponents lead a diamond there, and again, let's stop to make a plan on this hand, and we're going to again start by counting our possible losers. So if we look at the trump suit, I think we've got 1 loser there. In the heart suit, we've got 2 losers, and in the diamond suit, we've got a number of losers in the south hand. But my plan on this hand would be to try to ruff those diamonds, rough 2 of those diamonds in dummy. And if I can do that, I will only lose 1 diamond trick. Now I also have the ace and king of clubs, and that will give me a chance to discard something. And again, when you're planning what to discard, you need to think about what shall I discard on the ace king of clubs that will eliminate losers. And here you should be planning to discard your hearts. Okay, you've got a void opposite that, so you can cash the ace and king of clubs at some point and discard your 2 hearts, and then you won't lose any hearts. So that's going to be my plan. Discard the losers on the ace king of clubs and try to rough 2 diamonds in dummy. So let's see how it goes. Let's suppose I decide to win this with the ace. East, I'll just bring up the 4 hands here. If we go back here, East here can play any of these diamonds. Technically speaking, if he plays the king, he's telling his partner that he's also got the queen. It doesn't really make much difference here. So you win the ace, you play another diamond, which East wins with the 10. And from East's point of view at this stage, what do you think East should play here? He's got him with the 10 of diamonds. I don't have a poll for this, but unmute yourself if you have any opinion about what East should play. Remember, all you can see here is your hand and dummy.
Trumps.
Trump.
Trumps.
Yeah, it's a trump, isn't it? I mean, a heart is not a bad choice, but it is obvious, should be obvious to you that Declarer has some diamonds that they are planning to rough. That's why they're not drawing trump. So, in fact, if I click on the GIB link, it will tell me that the best lead to make is definitely a trump, which will hold Declarer to just making 10 tricks, whereas any other lead will lead to an over trick. So, yes, when Declarer fails to draw trumps and looks like they're going to start roughing in dummy, you should be thinking about drawing trumps. So, yes, you should play a spade here. Your partner should win the ace and lead a spade back. Cooperate with your plan to get rid of those trumps from dummy. Okay, and now what's happened is that there's only 1 trump left in dummy, so all the east-west trumps have gone, but Declarer has a diamond loser that they won't be able to rough here. So if they lead a diamond, they can rough the first one. Now they can cash the ace and king of clubs. They can discard 2 losers here. They might discard 2 hearts here. But in the end, they're going to have a diamond that they can't get rid of. You may as well just play off all your high cards here in the hope that the opponents discard the wrong thing. But if they keep the right card, you'll lose that last diamond at the end. But you'll still just make your contract by getting rid of the right thing on the ace and king of clubs, by discarding your 2 heart losers on the club. Any comments or questions, do just interrupt me. And here's one in no trump, where you open 1 no trump and your partner raises you to 3 no trump. The opponents lead a heart, which is bad news for you because that's your weak suit. And what we're going to do in a no trump contract is start by counting how many top tricks you have. So I've got a poll coming out in a minute. It's going to first of all ask you how many top tricks do you have here, and then it's got a second part, which is which suit is most likely to provide any extra tricks you need. So count your top tricks and then decide which is the best suit where you're hoping to make extra tricks, because that's going to help you decide what to discard. So that's that's the second poll question I'm going to launch, and it's how many tricks do you have, how many top tricks do you have, and which is the suit that's most likely to provide the extra tricks you need. So here goes the poll. You may need to scroll down to Okay, so the majority of you have said that you have 8 top tricks, which you'll see in a minute I agree with. 77% said that, with 11% saying 7 and 11% saying 9. And then the second part, which suit is most likely to provide the extra tricks you need? The majority have said clubs here, 71%, with 20% saying diamonds and 9% going for spades. So that's a very interesting answer for me. Let me just.
Tony, I was only given a choice of spades or nothing. It
You
said
need
single answer.
all right. You need
Other
to
people might
scroll.
have had the same.
Yeah. So I think you need to scroll, or are you on an iPad, Isabel?
Well, a tablet, yes.
Tablet. Yeah, there's a way of scrolling down to see the second.
Oh, it just said single answer spades.
Right. Okay. It was because the rest of the options were obscure. You have to scroll down. I don't know if someone can tell you how to do that. Do unmute yourself if you want to volunteer that information. Well, let's go through this and first of all count your top tricks. And I think you have 4 spades, and those are definite tricks: ace, jack, king, queen. No hearts. You have 3 definite diamonds: ace, king, queen, and you have the ace of clubs. So I think you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 top tricks. Yes, I agree with the majority of you who went for 8 tricks. Now, unfortunately, the opponents have got off to the lead of a heart, which means they're probably going to take a number of heart tricks. You've got to hope they can't take more than 4 heart tricks, because if they can make 5 or more, you're down already. But if all they can make is 4, you're going to have to discard as they cash their hearts. And you need to bear in mind your best source of extra tricks. And there are 2 possibilities. First of all, there is no possibility of making more than 4 spades, but there's a chance of making more clubs or a chance of making more diamonds. But the better chance is the diamonds, because all you need to make a 4th trick in diamonds is the diamonds to divide 3 to. And that is a 68% chance or something like that. Whereas the chance of making an extra club is really that the club finesse has to succeed. And that's roughly a 50% chance. The chances actually in diamonds are probably even better than 68%, because if someone has 4 diamonds, including the jack, let's say, they may end up discarding from a diamond suit. So your chances are actually even better than that. So those of you who said that clubs is the best chance are really probably not right. Diamonds is a better chance of making 1 extra trick, which is all you're going to be able to make here. So you need to bear that in mind, that diamonds is your best source of the extra trick as they play the heart. So they start off with a heart, they play another heart, they play a 3rd round, and now you have to start discarding. And the important thing is to make sure you keep 4 diamonds in at least one of the hands. It's probably easiest if you keep 4 diamonds in both. It will make sure you don't get stuck, have problems. So you probably might start by discarding a club. Then you play another heart. You might discard another club here, and you could still be all right by discarding a diamond or a club here, but you may well decide to discard a club. And then they play a club, and you don't really want to risk this finesse because the diamonds are a better chance, so you play your ace here. And we're going to play our diamonds and hope that they divide 3-2. Before we do that, it's a good idea to play your spades, because when we cash 4 rounds of spades, someone who's got 4 diamonds may discard. So we'll start instead with the spades, winning in the shorthand with the ace, playing the jack, then crossing over to the queen and then the king of spades. We're hoping that someone discards a diamond here. No one did, so you just have to hope that they divide evenly here. You play the ace, and once everyone follows to the second diamond, all your diamonds are now good, and you'll make 9 tricks there. So really the diamonds were a much better chance of making the extra trick you needed rather than the club, which was just a 50% chance. Anyone have any comments or questions on that one?
Tony, when you're playing the diamonds, wouldn't it be best to play the king first to see if there's an adverse distribution, and then you can retain one finessing position?
Right. I think it depends. I think it's possible. So if you play the king first and you found out that there's a 5-0 division, I don't know if that would help you or not. You could be right. I will. You can plug this into suit play and see if it tells you the optimum way to play this. I suspect because you're missing the jack and the 10, it may not help you. But if you were just missing one high card, it might be better. You could be right that might be a better play. So I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but that's a possibility. The problem is, I think if you're trying to cater to a 4-1 distribution, you won't find that out until you've played two rounds. So that may not help you. Anyway, let's try another one. And this is this time I've got a bidding question for you. Your partner's opened a weak 2 spades, and my question for you is, what do you think North should bid with this hand? So your partner's opened a weak 2 spades. Have a little think. And I'm going to launch this poll in a moment, which is, what do you think North should bid here? Let's bring up the results. The majority of you have gone. Let me just move my screen around. 56% went for 4 spades. 29% went for no trump, which is Blackwood presumably. 6 spades was chosen by 9%, and 2 people said something else. So those of you who went for something else, would you care to unmute yourselves and tell me what you picked, what you think you should bid?
2 no trumps.
2 no trump. Okay. So you're going to find out if your partner's got a feature or something.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do after that?
Tony, that's what we said as well. 2 no trump.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good option. You may find out some more about your partner. It's sort of hard to evaluate this hand, and I think the best way of evaluating this hand is using the losing trick count. You've got a fantastic spade fit here, and you've definitely got at least enough for game. The question is, do you have enough for a slam? Now, those of you who chose 4 no trump, I don't really think that's the right choice here, because you don't really care if your partner's got the missing ace or not. If they've got the ace of hearts, it doesn't really help you. It'd be much nicer if, for example, they had the king of clubs rather than the ace of hearts. So that's not really going to help you. I don't really think there's much point in bidding 4 no trump here.
6 spades.
Sorry?
6 spades straight away.
The way I think to think about this is that when your partner opens a weak 2, they will normally have 7 or 8 losers in their hand if they've got a. So you can use that if you have a fit with them. Now, so in other words, a minimum hand would have 8 losers, and a maximum hand for the weak 2 spades would have only 7 losers. And with a good spade fit here, I would count my losers here too. So my losers are, I've got 2 spade losers, 1 diamond loser, and 1 club loser. That's how we will count 4 losers in this hand. If we add that to my partner's expected losers, well, if they have a minimum hand and have 8 losers, 8 and 4 is 12, and that would suggest that we could make 12 tricks. So if there's 7 losers or if there are 8 losers, I think we have a good shot at 6 spades. So I think, yes, I think you should just bid 6 spades on this hand. And as you can see, your partner's hand is a nice 2 spades, but they don't really have any outside strength apart from that. So let's see if we can make 6 spades. Let's suppose the opponents lead the Jack of clubs. And again, we're going to stop to make a plan here and focus on how many potential losers you have in the hand with the long trumps. So we're okay in spades. We don't have any losers there. We have all these heart losers. Okay, 4 heart losers potentially. We don't have any diamond losers, but we have some club losers. So what we've got to do on this hand is figure out what we're going to do with the ace and king of diamonds. And we can plan to discard on those. We could discard a couple of hearts, or we could discard a club and a heart, or we could discard 2 clubs. And which do you think is the better option here? What do you think you should discard when you come to play the ace king of diamonds?
Clubs. Clubs.
Yeah,
Clubs.
I think we can discard clubs. Can you see that if we discard 2 clubs, we will now not have any club losers, and our only losers will be these hearts, but we have such good trump that I think this makes it a perfect hand for a cross ruff. You've got all high trumps here except for the 2 and the 3. You've got the ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7. Only the 2 and the 3 are low here. So this can be turned into a perfect hand for a cross ruff. So what we're going to do on the first trick, because we're going to plan ahead and discard the 2 clubs, we're not going to risk any club finesse here. We're going to take the ace here, and we're going to get rid of our club losers. We take a slight risk here by playing 2 rounds of diamonds before we touch the trumps. But now that we've done that, we're not going to have any club losers. In fact, we're now in ideal shape to cross ruff the hand. We can ruff the hearts in one hand while we ruff the other 2 suits in the other. So we play a club here. We take the first ruff low, so that so now we're left with just high trumps. We play a heart back and ruff that one low, and now we're in good shape because we've just got high trumps in both hands and we cannot be over ruffed. So we just ruff a diamond, ruff a heart, ruff a club, ruff another heart, ruff a diamond, and ruff our 4th heart. And we can, playing that way, we can make 13 tricks, and we didn't need to risk any finesse because we discarded on the ace and king of diamonds, discard our 2 losers.
So why didn't you count the 10-9 of spades in the north hand as potential losers?
The 10-9 of spades?
Yeah, in north hand. When you're counting losers in the north hand.
Well, I'm counting, so when I count losers, it's best to count them from the point of view of the hand with the long trump suit, which is south hand, but taking into account...
I'm talking about before you agreed the contract, when you were assessing your hand.
Yeah, oh, when I'm assessing my hand, yes, losing the losing trick hand, I did count those as losers.
Oh, sorry, I thought you hadn't.
Yeah, so I counted 4 losers in the north hand. That's 2 spades, 1 diamond, and 1 club.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So it is a 4 loser hand, and so that's why I think it's worth going to 6 spades. There's not much point asking for aces here. The only card that sort of would be nice to know about is the king of clubs. So there's something to be said for bidding 2 no trump in case your partner has the king of clubs. They'll show that, and that sort of fits in really well with your hand. But even if they don't, you'll have a great chance to make 6 spades here by avoiding the club losers. Anyone else have any questions on any of that?
Yeah, Tony, let me just clarify 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
Okay, 17 points. If I'm tempted to go 2 no trumps, just asking feature, obviously my partner hasn't got a feature. So probably will repeat her trump suit again.
Yeah.
So what do I do in that case? Would I go straight to 4-no trump then, or go
Well,
straight
just
6?
just as before, I don't think there's any point bidding for no trump here. Well, I mean, actually, you know that, well, your partner presumably does not have the ace of hearts, or
Yes,
they would have bid it, right? They would have
sure.
shown it. So they don't have any aces or kings, presumably, or they have a very weak hand,
Mm-hmm.
and they've decided not to show a feature. So, yeah, I mean, basically, the 2-no trump in this case, your partner will give the negative reply, and then you're in
Yeah,
the same position as you were to start with. You've just got
yeah.
to decide whether to go to 4 spades or 6 spades.
So if I had 3 spades in North's hand, would I still go to 6 spades then?
Well,
I mean, 4 is fine, but 3.
well, your hand is obviously nicer. I mean, if you only had 3 spades, you
Yeah.
might have another loser, right? You might have a heart, for example.
Uh-huh.
So that might be one fewer loser. Sorry, one more loser that you've got.
Okay.
So if you had a 5 loser hand, then it's a bit more of a gamble.
4 of a spades then, isn't it? 4 spades then.
Yeah, but you know, do consider using the losing trick count here.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise it can be. I mean, it can help you, you know, evaluate your hand, and you know, I think it helps in a situation like this.
Right.
But 4-no trump isn't much. There's not much point using Blackwood here.
Tony, you've got no way of knowing that your partner's void in hearts, and conversely, North doesn't know that South is void in diamonds. So I mean, it's a huge leap, isn't it?
Well, it's a slight gamble, but you know, if your partner, for example, had something like the King of Clubs, I think it would be an excellent contract. Even if they don't, then maybe it's only one club you're missing. But I mean, I mean, if you obviously you want to be cautious, you'll just bid 4 spades there. But the losing trick count would suggest you are in slam territory, even if your partner has a minimum hand and has 8 losers.
I think that's very interesting for me to know how many losers are in the 2 opener.
Yeah.
Because I do like the losing trick count, but I'm never quite sure how much to take my partner for. You know, sometimes with overcalls, again, I'm, you know, about the losers. So
are tricky because they're a very wide range. But
yes.
For week 2, you should count on your partner to have 8 or 7 losers.
Yeah, no, it's very handy. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, if your partner had one more loser, then maybe you would make 13 tricks. So anyway, we'll end the talk there. I'll see you online. But if you need a partner, can you stay on the call and unmute yourselves and speak up, and we'll see if anyone else needs a partner. The rest of you, I'll say goodbye. See you on the real bridge in a moment. And is there anyone here who needs a partner tonight? Roma,
Yes.
you put your finger up.
Yeah. Okay, this one.
Your background, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I need a partner.
Anyone else need a partner? Okay, no one else has spoken up, but join the game, Roma, and if no one else partners you, I will play with you. All right?
Okay.
Oh, you got on all right last night? Did you?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah, not too bad.
Roma was very brave and played in the Pin a Bridge Cup game.
It hasn't been discouraging, I have to say.
That's good. And you didn't come last.
No, no.